Pro-life battles are frequently fought and won on Capitol Hill, as Congress is an important front in the pro-life movement. It's a battle that our next guest knows well. This week, we sit down with a Catholic and pro-life former U.S. representative. He reflects on the pro-life laws he put into place and gives advice to lawmakers today.
Faith, family, and freedom.
Robert Dornan has a storied life. He's nephew to the Tin Man in the classic film The Wizard of Oz. He was involved in the entertainment industry himself, among one of his many roles playing Captain Fowler in the 1960s TV series 12 O'Clock High.
Right on the money.
The TV role came after his real-life experience of serving in the U.S. Air Force as a post-Korean War fighter pilot. But when we joined the now 86-year-old Dornan in his Virginia home, we come to discuss his time as a pro-life lawmaker.
All of the adventures of my life, nothing comes close to passing laws, not just amendments, laws to protect the preborn babies of this nation.
Robert, or Bob Dornan, served as a U.S. representative for California between 1977 and 1997 and quickly gained a nickname on Capitol Hill.
I picked up a nickname, and it really stuck, B1 Bob.
The name came in part because the military veteran popularized the POW MIA bracelets that commemorated the name and date a soldier was missing in action or became a prisoner of war. Dornan was seen as a top national security and intelligence expert in Congress, but always wished to be seen for his other passion.
I say, call me pro-life Bob. They go, that doesn't sound good. B1 Bob it is.
The California congressman was behind a number of pro-life laws, such as barring federal funds from going to abortions on overseas military hospitals.
All of those bases everywhere in the world, no abortions.
He also barred American dollars from paying for abortions on Native American reservations.
I did that with a one-word speech, or one sentence. So the genocide goes on. Unanimous voice vote.
And put an end to the funding of abortions in women's prisons.
And then women's prisons, we don't have co-ed prisons. How do women in prison get pregnant? The guards, authority figure. Then they put them in the tinted glass limousine and take them off to the abortion. I cut off that.
Dornan also knew the founder of the March for Life, Nellie Gray, as he was a frequent voice on the national rally stage.
And he introduced the first legislation that cut off funding for abortion in the defense bill. And he introduced the bills that cut off funding for killing the children here in the District of Columbia. And this was not a popular thing for him to do, but he was strong enough to do it. Of course, this is the Honorable Robert K. Dornan.
Today, the 86-year-old Catholic takes pride in being a father, grandfather, and husband to his wife, Sally. As we look back on his time as a pro-life lawmaker, Dornan looks forward. Alarmed by the recent comments made by his Virginia Governor Ralph Northam that seemed to defend infanticide, this retired congressman is staying on top of pro-life news. And he shares with us his advice to the President of the United States.
The President has got to introduce in the gallery on the very next State of the Union, which kicks off 2020, the election year, he has got to say, I have special guests in the gallery.
Dornan's idea for the special guests, a network of abortion survivors.
What will that House be like? With the whole Senate there, the Supreme Court, all those four-star generals and admirals in the front row?
More than 2 decades since leaving Capitol Hill, Dornan's continued passion to protect the unborn isn't because of partisan politics, but for a higher purpose.
At the Golden Gate, St. Peter's not going to say, Dornan, how many bombers did you get built? He's going to say, thanks for your efforts, I hope, for the little ones, the little preborn.